In this video, we will look at a dashboard called Revenue Analytics. The idea is to represent a company's revenue over some period of time. For this presentation, we are looking at 12 months, but this range can easily be expanded to whatever time frame one would require. There are a lot of things going on, so I will try and point out most of the functionalities, but once you download the file, you can play with the whole thing. The whole file is unlocked, so you should be able to play with all the functionalities, and if you run into any problem, just drop me a line and I'll be more than happy to help you. So here is your basic chart that shows you budget by month, and then your actual represented by this blue line, and this green line represents the forecast for any given month. For right now, this report is showing actuals through September. So if you have 9 months of data, or 9 months of actuals, so 12.6 million year to date, here's the prior year number, and here's the budget number for the same time frame. So if I were to change this to, let's say, April, everything should change, and 5.3 should represent the first 4 months of results. So let's go back to 9 months. So as I scroll down, I see a little more detail or a little more data available to me. So now I know, since I have 9 months of actuals, this number represents 9 months of actuals and 3 months of forecast. So this is my total year number, or projected revenue for the year. Here's my budget, and here's my variance. Another neat thing that's going on here is this chart that shows us which months we met the budget and which months we did not meet the budget. And of course, it's represented by green and red lines, or green and red bars. So of course, red represents the months we missed it, and of course by how much, and green is the months we met the budget. At the beginning of the presentation, I pointed out that my date range can easily be expanded from 12 months to whatever. So right now my data is for 24 months, although I only see 12 months here, but these scroll bars right here, so if I were to just play with them, so now I have 24 months of data, and of course I don't have the budget numbers for previous year, so all I have is actual. So this is a good way to kind of look at some of the trending, just to make sure that here's my actuals, they're trending down, and here's my green line that represents my forecast, and it's a good kind of visual way to give me cues if my forecast makes sense or not. Another section of this dashboard is select project section, and as you can see, all the projects are checked, and I'm calling it project 1, 2, 3, and 4, but once you load your data and your project names, this would make more sense. So whenever I'm looking at trending or trying to do a forecast or a budget, I try and kind of strip out outliers to get a true run rate. And most times when you're looking at forecasted data, pipeline plays a big role. So this section would allow you to strip out, let's say, pipeline revenue and see how your numbers would look. So if I were to strip out my pipeline numbers, my actual plus forecast would have been 17 million, and my budget would have been 13 million, and I would have beat my budget by 4 million. But of course, I plug that in, and I can see how the numbers kind of change and the charts kind of change. And I can do that with any project. So if I were to pull out project number 9, which I think the way the numbers are baked in, most of the revenue is coming from project, at least a new project number 1, so the most of the revenue is coming from that. So you get the idea. This is just an easy way to do some quick what-if analysis. So this is a very high-level summary of what's going on within a company, but what if you wanted to look at what really happened in January or February or March, or if you want to drill down to a project level? This report enables you to do that. So let's see how we accomplish that. So if I just click on show data chart, or show data/chart, so it's a toggle button. So what happens is this report pops out. So now I have a numerical representation of my chart, or in other words, the numbers behind my chart. So I can see how I'm looking by quarters, which quarters I performed or met the budget, which quarters I missed the budget, and so on. And so if I wanted to, let's say, drill down and wanted to look at project number or new project number 1, all the data is loaded right here. And of course you can drill down and look at project number 8. You can change the time frame, and everything should automatically change. So another thing that you will notice is once you click on total project, what happens is, if you scroll down, your report expands and you get a little more detail here. So now you have a project level kind of variance analysis that tells you for the month of September what came in by project, what was the budget, what was the forecast, and of course the reasons as to why you miss or met the budget. And another neat thing is, so if you wanted to drill down into March, all you gotta do is just highlight March. Let's say the way you highlight the data is just these windows right here. So just, let's say, just select March, come down here. So now all of a sudden your September data turns into March, and now you have March actuals, March budget, and the variance, of course. So let's take a look at the data tab. All these are formulas, so you don't have to worry about them. All you have to do is just plug in your data right here, give your project's name, and you're good to go. So this represents your actual section. This is where you will come and plug in your actual numbers. Here's the budget section, the budget for the current year, and here's your reforecast section. And you fill in these numbers and these projects, and everything should kind of run through automatically. So let's look at the VBA. Barely any code. This is just to handle the toggle of bar chart to data and data back to bar chart. That's it. Thanks for watching the video. And once again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line, and I'll be more than happy to help you. You can download the copy of this file at my blog, dynamicvisibility.com.